Hello my friends and welcome. We have some breaking news coming from the Russian Federation. One more big kaboom in the Russian military airfield. It's far away from the Ukrainian border. So this is Ukraine, as you can see, with the capital city of Kiev, and we're gonna cross all of the Belarus territory to arrive to Pskov. It's kind of close to Estonia and Latvia, and there is the military airfield. Actually, it's not 100% military, it's the common base for civilians, but mostly it is used by the Russian airspace forces. The name of the airfield is Kresty, which means crosses, and there are many of the kabooms registered and filmed just right now. Let's watch some of the videos and photos. What a beautiful night sky in Pskov today. As you can see, it's not just one place where the smoke is coming from. There are many of the areas. It's vast territory of the airfield. It's not just the smoke, but the huge fire. Russia also started to use the special cannons designed to shut down the drones. However, I don't think they were successful. Clearly, there were numerous of the ground explosions, and on my Telegram channel, you'll be able to see the full picture with many of the videos from the scene. Unfortunately, I cannot upload it on this platform. From what I can see, one of the drones hit the airfield and the other one nearby. The eyewitnesses on the camera say that it is the Kresty military airfield. Again, this airfield is very far away from the Ukrainian territory, more than 720 kilometers. So probably this mission was conducted from the Russian territory, and in some publics Russia claimed that Lithuania used the drones to attack their airfield, but it's not like that. As you can see, it's the classical Russian airfield with no closed hangars. Everything is just open air, and I was really surprised to see that much Antonov 2 airplanes. Clearly, it is the Antonov 2. Maybe they are on a long-term storage over there. Also, it is the base for the Russian transport aviation. Well, this is Illusion 86, I think. Oh no, it is the 76 clearly, but it's not flying because it is in lack of the ailerons and other stuff. So maybe it is used for the spare parts, but this one and also this one are flying. Pretty much airworthy looking aircraft, but Russia moved many more planes to this airfield, including the strategic bombers, so who knows what was targeted. Also, it could be the aviation jet fuel storage over here. As you can see, 3 of the big tanks plus many of the small tanks, including the trucks with fuel. The ammunition storage is further away from the fuel. It's logical. It's over here near to the airfield entrance. You can clearly see the storage place. And just nearby the military administrative buildings. Obviously, we're waiting for more information and videos and pictures coming from the place, plus the images that could be taken by the airfield personnel, as it was with Tupolev Tu-22 M3 airplane that was lost completely for Russia. And according to the latest video coming from the place, we have at least 2 of the fire origins, over here and over here. It is very huge. And Russia reports that at least 2 of their military airplanes got damages, yeah, definitely, because of the drone attacks. You see that Ukraine aimed towards Russian military airfields, which are used as the base for their strategic aviation that bombs our cities. Revenge. Those Illusion airplanes are used to deliver the paratroop divisions of the Russian Federation. They should have delivered them to Gostomel, then the war had started, but our guys defended the territory and pushed Russians out from Gostomel. Also, it was the proper decision to damage the runway in Gostomel, not to let those airplanes to land there. That is why Russia sent many of the vehicles from Belarus territory to arrive to Gostomel airfield, and that caused them severe losses. So definitely some of the Russian publics write that the drones arrived from Latvian territory. And according to the latest information that I have right now, The few reservoirs finally were targeted, so there's probably the fire because of that. Alright, let's go to the front lines review because news from Pskov will come lately, and hopefully till the end of this video we're gonna understand more about that case. Well, here near to Robotyne, our guys are quite successful advancing southbound. As you can see, I used a different chart today from ISW, which in a way more precise compared to the deep state in some variants. You may see more detailed pictures of the villages, towns, cities, plus the water obstacles that are very crucial right now. So our guys are moving this side. And this is the main Russian defense line, so we're very close. I expect that soon Ukraine is going to move even further. We already penetrated the front defense line of the Russian Federation near to Robotyne, and by taking control over Novoprokopivka, we may obtain the crucial strategic advantage in this area and move towards Tokmak. But as I say to you, Russia started the counterattack from Novoprokopivka to Robotyne using their most capable forces, the paratroop divisions VDV. And Ukraine also moved reinforcements to the area, plus we continue to use the artillery systems to target the Russian positions in Novoprokopivka. So paratroopers or not, they'll continue to stay under artillery fire. Let's zoom out a little to check out the Tokmak situation. Tokmak is really defended, it's surrounded by the Russian defense. But really it's not that far already from the Ukrainian positions. Plus there are no any significant villages on the way between Tokmak and Robotyne. Well, maybe Novoprokopivka is, but after it, just a couple of more and freeway. Again, there is also the Russian defense, but this line is almost penetrated by Ukrainian army. And the main thing is to break it at one point and go behind to attack the Russian forces at the same defense line, but from the other side, plus from this side, it could be definitely the catastrophe for the Russian defense, and after it, all of that stuff collapse on the way to Tokmak, so we have all the chances for that. More about Pskov. We now have the confirmation from the Russia itself that this oil depot was kaboomed by the drone attack, also the local ammunition storage, plus 4 of the Russian transport airplanes Ilyushin-76. That is very powerful attack. I think the most powerful since the Saki airfield attack in Novofedorovka, Crimea. As you can see, the drones are the weaponry of the 21st century. They cost not that much, but may bring lots of the devastation to your enemy. Alright, what we have right now is the real picture of the airplane stands in the Pskov Kresty airfield. As you can see, many more Ilyushin-76 transport airplanes compared to the Google standard photo. So those airplanes are used as the main transport aviation of the Russian Air Force or the Airspace Force. I do not see any kind of the strategic bombers out there, to be honest with you, but those airplanes is even more important for the Russian army because they are integrated into the Russian supply line and they make Russian army more mobile. We understand that Russia sent paratroopers to Ukraine, so maybe it was the move from Ukrainian side to postpone the delivery of the new forces to the south, because our guys have already crossed the main minefields and now it's the point where we may break through the main Russian defense line, the crucial time in this war. As you can see, everything is very logical, what is happening in the Russian military airfields and on the front lines. You see all the picture. And this is the situation in Bryansk right now. Let's listen. Now we have just the audio, no video, no photos, but it seems like that there is at least one loud kaboom. Okay, definitely kaboom is confirmed. So far I'm out of the information where exactly it happened. Probably also at the military airfield, who knows. Bryansk, by the way, is not far from the Ukrainian border. It is some sort of the kaboom night for the Russian Federation. Why is it happening? Putin said that the special military operation goes according to plan. Is it the plan? Russia starts to close the airfields and land all of the commercial airplanes. It's plan covered, they call it. By the way, my friends, if you want to stay updated with my news, I'm on the Telegram. Here you may find it in the video description just below. If you join my group, you'll have fast and first access to what is happening around Ukraine, and not only. I use it as my alternate resource, and definitely I like it because it gives me more freedom as for the military blogger, let's say. This is the Russian city of Tula, at least I got it from their Telegram channel. Here's one more kaboom. It happened just after the carpet mode and air raids were announced. About the situation in Bahamut, our Ukrainian officials said that Russian army is very disorganized because of the Ukrainian artillery shelling and unable to withdraw. It's some sort of the trap, but I wouldn't say it like that. We still need to encircle the city, and in that case they will not have the way to go. Still, they have this very important road under their control that they use as their main supply line, so it's very early to say that Russia is in deep trouble in Bakhmut. No, they sent even more forces and they resist. Still, I think that the Ukrainian military command listened to the advices from our Western allies military that say that we should concentrate at single or maximum 2 points on the south. That is why recently we see the success of Ukrainian army. According to the New York Times article, they say that Ukraine broke through the first minefields, the main minefields, and entered to the battle at the Russian main defense lines. Yes, we have losses because of the attack operation, but still, miraculously, those are much lower compared to the Russian side. Speaking about the Leopard 2 tanks, we all saw many of the pictures of the damaged and destroyed tanks, but according to statistics, Ukraine totally lost 5 of the Leopard 2 tanks since the beginning of the Ukrainian counteroffensive, and 10 more were damaged. Totally, Ukraine has around 70 with something tanks of that class, and we're gonna have more. An interesting case happened between Belarus and Ukraine, exactly on the border. There was the Kaboom registered. Why it happened? Because there are some of the mines over there and the lightning hit the mines, so they exploded, bringing the damages to the railway infrastructure. I don't think that it's quite bad. Our guys who landed on the left bank of the Dnieper River in Kherson Oblast, just across the Antonovsky Bridge, already created the bridgehead on the territory that was previously controlled by the enemy. Officially, the part of the territory with Dachi was liberated. Let's look at the map. Here you can see the territory of the Ukrainian bridgehead that potentially may expand towards Oleshki. I'm talking about this expansion for already 3 months, but it's not easy to perform it on the paper. We are reviewing the military maps, but our guys on the front lines, they really suffer a lot. At the same time, they are performing the fantastic job fighting against the much bigger enemy. By the way, let's go for the update of the South front lines from the Deep State military map resource, and you can see that there is a little change. It was yesterday and it is today, so we have the same confirmation as from the Institute of the War Researches. Let's switch on the Russian defense lines. Here you can see that Ukraine partially penetrated the defense lines over here and over here. The great success of Ukrainian army. From what I see, the next move of Ukrainian army should be like that, to go behind the front lines and attack also from 2 of the directions to Novoprokopivka, and then go to Tokmak. Today Russia lost one of their Mi-8 helicopter that belongs to the Russian FSB. It was probably the training flight. There are no reports about the outcome of this accident. There was the funeral of Prigozhin today. It was quite a closed event. There was no press, no one. Just the closed circle of Prigozhin, his family, his friends. Because all of this hidden and secret stuff around Prigozhin's kaput, some of the conspiracy theories start to rise. For example, we have the information from the Daily Mail I know that it's some sort of the yellow press, as we call it. Yevgeny Prigozhin is alive and will revenge on Putin, which I think is not correct. I think that finally Prigozhin lost his life in that plane crash. I would give like 1 in a million chance that he is still alive, because we may not know everything, and I personally wasn't there with Prigozhin's body taking the samples of DNA, so everything may happen, but there is quite a low chance for that. According to Bloomberg, Putin and Erdogan are going to meet in Sochi, Russian Federation. As I said to you before, Putin refused to go to Turkey because basically he is afraid to go to the NATO country. What will they probably discuss over there? Well, it could be the grain deal or other talks around Ukraine, I'm sure about it. Alright, now the information about the drone strikes for this minute while I'm recording this video. So Pskov, Russia lost 4 of the airplanes, as I say to you, the fuel reservoir and also the ammunition storage. Probably. We are not sure, we haven't seen the pictures yet, but it was reported by the Russian media resources. Plus they say that the airplanes that survived this attack start to run up their engines and leave Pskov airfield, probably for Nizhny Novgorod or maybe Moscow. For Tula, no reports about what particularly was hit. For Bryansk, we have the report that the Russian microelectronic factory was attacked, the biggest one in the Russian Federation. Plus, there was the information about one more strike on a military airfield. So tomorrow, hopefully, we're gonna receive more data from that. The Russian defense has already said that they repelled the attack of the Ukrainian drones on their territory. Definitely, they may have shut down a couple of the drones, not more, but what about the rest, which reached their destinations? So far, I think it's the biggest aerial drone attack on the Russian territory. As you can see, Ukraine targets the facilities of the Russian military and not the Russian civilian infrastructure. That is what Russia is doing in Ukraine. Well, sometimes drones may hit the residential buildings, I may admit it, but only after Russia uses the air defense systems on Ukrainian drones, like electronic warfare or the ground-to-air missile. My friends, please don't forget to press the like to this video, and also if you want to support my job, you might find some of the links in the video description just below. Special thanks for my Patreon supporters and the sponsors of my YouTube channel. Guys, you are awesome. My friends, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.
Inside Russia, deep inside Russia?
Deeper and deeper.